Evening, welcome to the Derby debrief from RamsTV. Owen Bradley with former Derby captain Shaun alongside. Here to reflect on Derby's 1-1 draw at Burton Albion this afternoon. Derby taking the lead through James Collins in the first half, a late equaliser from the hosts, and them a point. It's the first point that Derby have ever claimed from the Pirelli. Lost their first two visits. That changed this afternoon. Shaun, disappointed not to have won the game, but was a draw the fair result for you?
It was for me. We started the game really well. First 5 minutes I thought were excellent, caused them problems. I thought we were the better team, created some chances towards the edge of the box. McGoldrick had a couple of opportunities. Harahan, again on the edge of the box, lacked that little bit of quality at times. And when we got our goal, it just felt that Burton started to gain a little bit of momentum, a little bit of belief towards the end of that first half. The big point and the big moment was Dobbin. If he'd have taken that opportunity just after half time, the one-on-one, it would have made it 2-0. I think it would have been out of sight. But from that moment, I thought Burton were the better team. I thought they thoroughly deserved the point. They put us under pressure. They created chances themselves. 2 or 3 glorious opportunities where they missed the target. And it was the striker that got the all-important goal to get them the point. So don't think we deserved to win. I thought a draw was a fair result. It wasn't a terrible performance, but it was probably patchy to say the least.
They looked just as likely to win it as Derby, didn't they? If not more so.
Well, they did until the last 3 or 4 minutes. As soon as we went into stoppage time, Derby had 2 really good opportunities. Keeper made 1 good save, another one where a Burton defender got in the way of a shot. Up until that point, in terms of 48 minutes, I think, or something, when Derby had the chance onwards, it just felt like Burton. They had good chances, putting us under pressure. We knew it was going to be a difficult game. We knew they put balls into the box. We struggled with that at times. And ultimately, they got the point they deserved. And we'll come from Barks.
Let's bring you some reaction, though. Here's Paul Warren.
Disappointed, obviously. I thought first half we were very good. We didn't get the second goal I thought our play deserved. And it doesn't matter where you go, while it's 1-0, you're always under pressure that something will happen. They threw everything into the box, and fair play to them, made it difficult, but I thought we defended them really well. Limited them to a couple of chances, a long range effort and a save second half, but I just disappointed. It feels like it's 2 points thrown away. We changed the system to try and give a little bit more with Curtis, a bit of organisation possibly, but more the fact that we have another good attacker with set pieces, because that was the only way I could see them scoring, and ironically they still did, and I still thought we had enough chances to win it. My overall feeling is, and it's hard to do an interview straight after a game because you're quite emotional, so I want to watch it back before I say something I regret, but I thought it was just about the second goal. You get the second goal, we create enough first half or enough opportunities to create an easy, not a tap-in, but an opportunity from 8-10 yards out. We had loads of opportunities to do that, and we didn't. We had good opportunities second half to get a second goal, and we didn't. And I can't be too critical of the lads, because generally speaking, they played as I want them to play. We just had a 10-minute spell second half where I thought we went back to front a bit too quick. But apart from that, it wasn't a bad performance, away from home performance, but a performance I still thought deserved 3 points.
You mentioned there about getting the second goal. Does it encourage you at least that you're getting the opportunities and it's just a case of maybe being that bit more ruthless? Because I would imagine if you weren't getting the chances, you'd be more concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the stats, but yeah, I just feel that we just lack something. I can't literally put my finger on it, but it's just some little bit of magic that we missed, that when we're in the final third, we need to take opportunities to cross it or to square it or to pick someone out, and it always feels a little bit rushed, and that's something we're going to have to try and help the lads with, obviously. But their overall play, their work ethic, their defending set pieces, generally speaking, was very good, but they defended a lot today, didn't they? So the keeper done really well again, and there's some really good performances. I thought Sibbs played really well first half. I didn't take him off for any other reason that they just kept hitting diags, and they were playing on the fact he's probably not as good in the air. So, but going forward, I thought he was excellent. So I brought Hayden on for that, and then we shuffled the pack and brought Curtis on. And then I thought Will might give us something in off the shoulder because of the pace he's got. So they're the reasons for my subs, really. But yeah, I stand here full of disappointment, really. That I appreciate the fans haven't travelled miles. Well, they have, but appreciate the support, and it's a pity they couldn't see us win.
spoke about the goals that you didn't score, but the goal that you did score was a brilliant header from James Collins.
Yeah, and I'm really pleased with Connor's cross because, you know, sometimes I feel like we turned down the opportunity to cross, but we didn't, and you put it in, and you know, that's what Colo wants, in the box. So great header, and as soon as it hit his head, I thought it was in. In fairness, as soon as Brayford had the shot from here, though, I thought that was in as well. So I'm not always right, but yeah, generally speaking, the lads perform well, but you know, not well enough.
It's another game unbeaten. That's 11 in all competitions now. It just feels like you're sort of edging in the right direction, but you want that little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, I can positively spin anything because, like, football managers are stroke politicians, so I understand that. I'm just frustrated that it was a game that we should have won. So when I go to bed tonight, I won't console myself on the fact there's 11, 12, whatever games unbeaten. I'll be frustrated the fact there's an opportunity missed because I just thought that we were the better team. And I'm biased because I'm a Derby manager, not a Burton manager, but you know, I can see him doing his press and he looks a lot happier faced than I do. So I understand it. And when you're 1-0 up away from home and you create the chances you do, you expect to come away with 3 points. So the good thing is the lads are as disappointed as me. So, you know, we've got a dressing room, we're desperate for success, and yeah, we'll all feel it this weekend, and then we'll build up again for next week, and then, you know, Santa's coming. Hopefully we'll get 3 points against Forest Green.
Yeah, that was going to be the last question. Another week on the training ground and then back home again, which is nice after not having to wait another month to play at home.
Yeah, it makes a pleasurable change. Yeah, it'll be a good week. You know, we've been able to do quite a bit with the lads, and we obviously need to do a lot more. But yeah, good home game, a few games coming up. Pick up points in this month, and it takes you into the new year in good fettle, and make a few changes here and there will help, hopefully. But the lads aren't far off. That's what is so frustrating. We're not far off. I think, in a weird way, if we were miles off, it'd be less frustrating, because I'd think, look, there's so much wrong here. There's so many things we need to change. There's so much, you know, but that isn't the case. The lads have been excellent. You know, I really respect their efforts, and we're trying to help them on a daily basis, and they feel it as we feel it. It's just that, you know, I don't like losing games, quite obviously, but, you know, I don't also like throwing 2 points away, which we have today. So it's a bit disappointing, but tomorrow, I've said it loads of times, a draw's better than a defeat. You go 1-1, or, you know, when they're throwing the kitchen sink, they might get another corner, they might score, and all of a sudden you've got nothing for your work. So we get a point. I'll be pleased with it probably later in the season, but as it stands here now, I'm not.
And there's Paul Warne, the Derby head coach. A draw is better than a defeat, Shaun, but he doesn't seem too pleased about it tonight.
He doesn't. He has mentioned the emotion of being a manager, being pitch side. He probably remembers some of the chances they created in terms of building up the pitch and shots from the edge of the box. I think if he washes it back, he'll probably say a draw is a fair result, in my opinion. I think they had enough chances themselves. I appreciate it's away from home, but if you want to get out of this division, he knows more than well you have to win some of those away games, the difficult ones that maybe at smaller clubs, closer ground. So a draw, both teams created chances, both teams weren't clinical enough. On another day, if you get that second goal in the first half, it is a different game. And the point about Dobbin in the second half, that could just really nullify and kind of stop Burton building in terms of confidence. But both teams went at it. It was competitive. There was aggression at times. There were good challenges. There was fighting for the ball. They got into the final third, but neither, in my opinion, did enough when they got those opportunities to take all 3 points.
I thought going into today that if Derby scored first, they would win the game, and they did score first, and it's a terrific header from James Collins.
It is. We started the first 5 minutes brilliantly down that left-hand side. Barkhazen causing Brayford trouble. There was lots of big gaps. It felt like we played a little bit more football in that final third to create opportunities, to create half a yard, to create those chances to put crosses into the box. Brilliant finish. I first looked at the goalkeeper because it was quite central in the goal, but to meet it so early and catch him off guard is a brilliant finish from Collar.
But Derby don't go on and get the second goal, and you've talked about the big chance, and is it where the game turns, the Lewis Dobbin opportunity when he races through all on his own? I know there's a little bit of pressure from behind, but if that goes in, did Derby go on and win the game for you?
Well, I don't think it turned, because they had opportunities in that first 30 minutes of the game. They had the chances on the edge of the box. The Harahan volley on the edge of the box, I would fancy him 9 times out of 10 to hit the target. McGoldrick on 2 positions where you really think his quality and that area is his expertise, hitting a shot hard and low on the edge of the box.
But that was really the chance to put Burton to bed, wasn't it? Even early in the second half.
In the second half, but that's why I said it wasn't necessarily a turning point, because Burton had already gained a little bit of momentum towards the end of the half. And then the second half started. We started actually quite bright, and then that chance came, and that just would have cemented the win for me. I think it would have been too much for Burton to bounce back after that. And we knew there was going to be chances in the game, even though Burton in that second half were pushing, were pressing, were putting balls in the box. It was us in the last 5 minutes or so that were creating chances. So that was the big point, because the second half had just started. A few minutes into it, they were coming out full of confidence and belief. It would have just shut them off there. So really difficult kind of to take at that point. But let's be honest, when he went through, I'd never really fancied him, because he was checking his shoulder. He wasn't fully committed to the ball and the goal. And that's experience that he's lacking. That's that little bit of quality there, them key moments that will make him a good player to an excellent player. And
when you look at the equaliser, you referenced it there, Paul, 1, is he going to be infuriated that it's a set piece? Because we know that the emphasis that he puts on that at both ends of the pitch. Yes,
but he also can appreciate other teams will work on set pieces and put teams under pressure. I thought we dealt with it for the vast majority. I thought Collar was excellent defending our box from set pieces, throw-ins, corners. Cash and Fozzie did it really well in the box, and until that point we dealt with it. But you have one moment, one occasion where you don't switch on, and you can pay the price. Curtis came on, and as soon as he changed formation, it felt a little bit more desperate for me. It felt like we were having to defend and to defend the box. And a moment where the ball comes in, if you leave a striker on form like he is, sniffs out the chance and scores that goal.
Let's get some more reaction from the Pirelli. We can hear from Max Bird.
Max, a point at the Pirelli Stadium. Was it 2 dropped today?
Yeah, 100%. You know, lads are disappointed in there. We've come out and said that, you know, it is 2 points dropped. We created a lot of chances first half. We created chances second half, and we just got to put teams to bed. Really, and that's as simple as it is. We conceded another sloppy goal, but we dealt with set pieces, long throw-ins quite well as we could have, really. And you know, like we say, that last ball or that last touch get us a goal like we did against Bristol Rovers, then we'll be flying.
If you get that second goal, it makes it a completely different game, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've just said to you, we're coming here. This is probably their biggest game of the season, and you know, a big one for us as well in terms of trying to get up the league as much as we can. And yeah, like you say, the second goal would have been massive, giving us a lift. They were obviously going to come out the block sharp second half. We were very good first half at creating stuff, and they were obviously going to come out sharp second half. And then Dobbs has his chance. Okay, 9 times out of 10 he scores it, but then, you know, we were a little bit on the back foot, and we just needed to be a bit more aggressive going forward and taking chances. But that's something that we'll look at. I say it a lot, but you know, we go back onto the training pitch, look back at the game, and we've got to try and find a way to score more goals so that we're in a more comfortable position.
Drawing a lot of games at the moment, and Richie said the other day when he met the press, we're not far off being a very good team. Is that something that's echoed throughout the squad?
Yeah, we've literally just said that in there. When you draw a lot of games, you're either, you know, edging on being a poor team by nicking points, or edging on being a very good team. And yes, okay, we've drawn away from home you know, you take it on some occasions, but you know, we want to be climbing that league now. It's time of the year where we want to be picking up 3 points where we can. We've got a couple of home games now, I think 3 and 4, so it's chances for us. We had a great turnout again today from the fans at a small ground, but you know, it's chances for us to be picking up 3 points at home in the coming weeks.
Yeah, like you say, busy period to come. It's another game unbeaten, and now it's about trying to turn those 1 points into 3, isn't it? Especially in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, we're still on that unbeaten run. You know, we're disappointed today, but it's still another point. We wanted 3, we should have got 3. So we're disappointed because naturally we're all of us in there wanting to win football games, and managers like that as well. He just wants to win every game, and all the players are like that. So you know, we take it into next week now, our first half performance, and we just got to, you know, put the finishing touches on the opportunities that we're getting.
That's Derby skipper this afternoon, Max Bird. Latest scores, or some of these latest scores, some results from earlier in the day. Staggered kick-off times in League One this afternoon and a handful of postponements as well. Ipswich winning in the early game at home against Peterborough. As things stand, they are heading to the top of the table. A last-minute victory for Shrewsbury as well. Forest Green, big win for them. They beat Cheltenham by 1-0. Bristol Rovers have just taken the lead against Port Vale. Reflected on your screen there, and Sheffield Wednesday looks like heading for defeat away at Exeter as well. On to the table then. Derby miss out on the chance to go fourth today. They stay 7th, just outside the top 6. Unless Plymouth can find a late winner, they will be dropping to 2nd in the table tonight. Shrewsbury up into the top half as well. Other end, the point doesn't do a great deal for Burton. MK Dons heading towards getting one themselves this afternoon as well, but at least they have moved away from bottom of the table at Morecambe. They were separated by only goals scored ahead of today's game. And that's all from us for now. If you want more reaction, it's on the website, dcfc.co.uk. Lots more football to enjoy on Rams TV this week. And enjoy the England game tonight as well. From me, Barks, and the team, goodbye.